Are you tired of feeling like your small budget limits your ability to live a fulfilling life? Do you want to eat delicious food, travel to new places, and dress in style without breaking the bank? Well, the good news is that it's possible. Living on a small budget doesn't have to mean sacrificing the good life. In fact, there are some creative ways to live well without spending a lot of money. Number 1. Handle extra money wisely. When you're trying to live on a low income, you need to be wise with any financial windfalls that come your way. If you receive extra money, like a bonus or gift, it may be tempting to splurge on something extravagant. However, it's important to resist that urge and think about the long-term benefits. For example, let's say you receive a few $1,000s as a wedding gift. Instead of using that money to upgrade your honeymoon plans, consider using it to start building your savings. This could provide you with some much-needed breathing room and help you grow your emergency fund. By making smart choices with your extra money, you can set yourself up for a more secure financial future. Number 2. Travel hack. If you want to happily live on a low income, you need to be savvy when it comes to travel. Why? Well, it can be seriously expensive. Just a week-long vacation for a family of 4 could set you back anywhere between $700 and $1,000 on hotel costs alone. If you decide to fly, that could easily add another $500 to $1,000 to your expenses. Then there's the cost of food, attractions, and possibly a rental car to think about. It can be a real challenge to save up that much money for a vacation, especially if you're also trying to build up an emergency fund, create sinking funds, and save for retirement. But taking a break and going on vacation once or twice a year is important for many people. So how to make it happen? That's when travel hacking with credit cards comes in handy. If you've never heard of it before, the basic idea is to use credit cards to earn sign-up bonuses that can be redeemed for free hotel stays, flights, and other travel perks. But if you use credit cards for travel hacking, it's important to avoid interest charges. Make sure to pay your statement balance in full every month. If you do this, credit card hacking can be a great way to reduce your travel costs. Number 3. Create sinking funds for irregular expenses. Early on in your marriage, you may have found that certain expenses will bust your budget on a regular basis. These expenses weren't things like groceries or utilities, but instead were irregular expenses like car repairs, gifts, clothing, vacations, and more. It might have seemed like every single month there was some unexpected expense. But the more you thought about it, the more you realized that none of these expenses were really expected. After all, Christmas arrives at the same time every year, as do birthdays for family members. And it's a fact of life that cars will break down and need to be repaired. So why not start saving for these irregular expenses each month? Some people call this creating sinking funds. You can use an app like Mint to keep track of your sinking funds, or you could create separate savings accounts for each irregular expense. Another option is to take out the actual cash for each category and put it in designated envelopes. Whatever method you choose, creating sinking funds can help you avoid those stressful surprises and stay on top of your budget. Number 4. Keep housing and car expenses low. Any number of personal finance blogs will tell you that the key to your financial success is to reduce or eliminate a minor expense like dining out or cable TV. And you may have heard of that latte factor, which suggests that cutting out lattes will solve all your financial woes. It's true that exercising restraint and making frugal choices in every area of life can help you save money. However, what's often overlooked is the impact that your housing and car expenses can have on your finances. If you want to make a real difference in your financial situation, consider focusing on these 2 expenses. Cutting out cable or lattes may save you $30 to $120 each month, but reducing your housing and car expenses can have a much bigger impact. For example, if you buy a house that's $50,000 less expensive, your mortgage payment could drop by $300 per month. That's a significant savings. By being smart about this one expense, you can make 3 to 10 times more of a difference in your finances than by stressing about small purchases like ketchup brands. The same goes for transportation. By purchasing a $5,000 car instead of a $30,000 car, your monthly payment will drop by hundreds of dollars. And if you're able to pay cash, you could eliminate a car payment from your life altogether. By focusing on these larger expenses, you can make a real impact on your financial situation and set yourself up for a more secure future. Number 5. Comparison shop every major monthly bill. You may spend hours each week scouring coupons to save 50 cents on cereal or $1 on produce, and that's totally fine. It's always good to use grocery hacks and save money where you can. However, it's strange that many of us never spend an hour every 6 months or so comparing car insurance rates. Just 1 or 2 phone calls could save you $50 to $100 a month. That's a pretty good return on your time, don't you think? So why not give it a shot? While you may try to be frugal with things like groceries and eating out, it's important to pay extra attention to your monthly bills like insurance, cable, internet, and phone. Every year, your internet provider may start to raise your bill after your contract ends. But don't worry, you can call them and say you want to cancel the service. They will most likely offer you a special discount on a 1-year contract. That just happens to be the same price as you were paying before. It may not be the most enjoyable process, but it's only an hour or less of your time once per year. When you add up the amount of money you save per year by doing the whole "I'm canceling" thing, you could be making hundreds of dollars per hour on that phone call. And that's pretty cool, isn't it? Number 6. Avoid credit card debt. Let's make it simple for you. If you want to live on a low income without feeling stressed or resentful towards your job, it's important that you avoid paying excessive interest on everything you buy. When you're living on a lower income, you can't afford to waste your money like that. All high-interest debts, especially credit card debt, can be a problem, 7% or more. This is because car loans and mortgages usually use simple interest formulas. However, credit cards use compound interest formulas, which means that your interest is added to your principal on a daily basis. This means that with credit cards, you end up paying interest on your interest. Furthermore, the average credit card interest rate is 15%, and many credit cards charge over 20% in APR. You don't want to get caught up in that. Are we saying that you should never use credit cards? No, you should have just used credit cards to earn free travel for a long time. However, you should never pay a penny in interest, and that will play a significant role in your ability to manage your finances successfully, despite having a low income. Number 7. Consider alternative accommodations. When you're traveling on a budget, keep in mind that a hotel is not your only option for lodging. Instead, consider alternatives like Airbnb, couch surfing, and home exchange to save money. These options are often more cost-effective and provide a unique experience. You don't need to be wealthy to see the world. Instead, find ways to make travel more affordable, like crashing with friends. Because vacations don't have to be expensive to be enjoyable. What matters most is spending time with loved ones, exploring new places, and taking a break from work. Number 8. Barter for workouts. If you're looking for ways to save money on exercise classes, consider bartering for a high-class workout. You may be able to offer your services to the instructor, such as helping with setup or cleaning the space after class. Alternatively, you could assist the gym owner by managing the front desk, checking in visitors, or answering phone calls. By offering to help with these tasks, you could enjoy expensive, high-end workouts for less. With that said, thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more. And if you found this content helpful, give the video a like. See you in the next video, and until then, take care.